In this lesson, we will officially begin building the remote control. Before that, we need to learn about the key electronic components on the remote, including DuPont wires, Arduino Nano, and joystick modules. Understanding their basic principles and usage will lay a solid foundation for the assembly and programming of the remote control. DuPont wires are essential connection tools in electronic experiments, particularly suitable for quickly verifying ideas and for teaching demonstrations. They are widely used in electronic experiments, circuit prototype development, and device connections. With standardized designs and ease of use, they are favored by engineers, makers, and electronics enthusiasts. DuPont wires consist of wires and connectors. The wires are typically made of multiple strands of fine copper wires, insulated with a protective layer, offering good flexibility and resistance to bending. The connectors at both ends use standard DuPont plugs with a 2.54 mm pitch, which perfectly match the pin spacing on breadboards and development boards. Different colors of insulation help distinguish between signal types, such as red for positive, black for negative, and yellow for signal wires. DuPont wires can be categorized based on different usage needs. They can be used as single, independent wires or arranged in multiple parallel wires for modular connections. Depending on the connector type, DuPont wires come with male or female connectors, which can be freely combined to form male-to-male, female-to-female, or male-to-female connections to suit different requirements. In terms of length, common options include 10 cm, 20 cm, and 30 cm, but they can also be customized as needed. In previous lessons, we have already learned about the Arduino Uno, and the Nano can be considered its mini version. Both share the same hardware core, but the Nano is smaller and more lightweight, making it ideal for space-constrained or cost-sensitive projects. From a size perspective, the Nano is more compact and portable, making it suitable for projects with limited space, and it can be directly inserted into a breadboard. In contrast, the Uno is larger and better suited for laboratory development and teaching purposes. Both the Nano and Uno use the same microcontroller, but older versions of the Nano use the ATmega168. In terms of pin count, the Nano has 2 additional analog input ports compared to the Uno, while the number of other I/O ports remains the same. The Nano uses a mini USB port, which may require additional drivers, whereas the Uno features a standard USB Type-B port offering better compatibility. Both support a 5 volts operating voltage and 7 to 12 volts external power supply, but the Uno includes an extra DC power jack for more convenient power input. The joystick module is an input device commonly used in electronic projects, widely applied in remote controllers, game controllers, and robotic control systems. It allows users to control movement or other functions by moving it up, down, left, or right. Let's first introduce the main components of the joystick module. The joystick is used for directional control. By pushing it horizontally or vertically, it changes the potentiometer output, thereby adjusting the device's operation. Inside the joystick, there are 2 potentiometers that control movement along the x-axis and y-axis by adjusting voltage output. The module is usually connected to a development board or other control module using DuPont wires, transmitting movement data as an analog signal to the microcontroller. The joystick module operates based on potentiometers. As the joystick moves, the resistance of the potentiometers changes, altering the output voltage. The microcontroller reads the voltage variations from the x and y axes to determine movement direction and execute corresponding actions. Joystick module is typically connected to an Arduino or other development boards using DuPont wires. The VCC and GND pins connect to the board's power and ground, while the X and Y outputs connect to the analog input ports. If a button is included, it can be connected to a digital input port. In this lesson, we learned about the usage of DuPont wires, the comparison between Arduino Nano and Uno, and the working principle and connection method of the joystick module. We explored how to use DuPont wires to connect components and how to control movement direction using the joystick module. In the next lesson, we will begin assembling the remote controller, applying what we have learned to implement its functionality and advance the project.